Hello everyone, LowKeyNerd here with a recap of all things D.Va since the game's initial launch. I've decided to leave out minor bug tweaks as well as developers' rationale. I will link the original source so that you can quickly read through the developers' rationale if you want. My reason for doing this is that the developers' rationale has changed over time due to the various changes in the game affecting their decision making. You can find the full script of what I am about to say in the description below. That said, let's get started. D.Va has been one of the most fine-tuned heroes on the Overwatch roster since her release on November 9th, 2015. On November 9th, 2015, the game was still in beta. Matrix was unable to be toggled and had a 10-second cooldown after a single use. Self-Destruct took 4 seconds to explode and D.Va could die from her own ultimate. Boosters lasted up to 2 seconds and were on a 5-second cooldown. Mech health was 100 and mech armor was 400. On February 9th, 2016, D.Va received her first nerf while still in beta. Defense matrix size was decreased by 50%, and the matrix shape was changed to be more cylindrical rather than conical. Just 2 weeks later, on February 18th, 2016, also in beta, D.Va received her first major buff. D.Va's mech after cooldown was no longer able to be move locked or aim locked, which was technically a bug at the time. Self-Destruct now generated passively even when D.Va was dead or her mech was destroyed. And the call mech cost for after you use your ultimate was decreased by 20%. Many months later, D.Va received yet another buff. This was during Season 1 on July 19th, 2016. This was the first major matrix change that really changed the playstyles of D.Va around the world. Defense matrix cooldown was decreased from 10 seconds to 1 second. A resource bar was added that now allowed you to use Matrix for a total of 4 seconds at full charge. Matrix takes 10 seconds to recharge from 0 charge, and Matrix will start regenerating now following a 0.5 second delay. Also included in this buff were buffs to Self-Destruct, D.Va's ultimate. The cost was decreased by 15%, the explosion delay reduced from 4 seconds to 3 seconds, and her ultimate could no longer damage her. Moving into Season 2 on September 1st, 2016, D.Va received another nerf, this time to Matrix, changing the recharge rate after use to 1 second from the 0.5 seconds originally released. Around this time, a fun fact was that the mercy play of game rate while using Resurrect was supposedly decreased, as if we've seen that actually go into effect. A couple of months later, on November 15, 2016, also in Season 2, D.Va received a very large buff. Call mech cost was decreased by 20%. This way D.Va could get into her mech quicker after being demech. Mech health was increased to 200, while armor remained at 400. And movement speed while firing was increased by 25%. Skipping another few months and moving into the year 2017, January 24th, Season 3, D.Va received a nerf. This time a heavy nerf to the amount of sustain and damage she currently produced. Health increased from 200 to 400, but armor decreased from 400 to 200. Primary fire bullet damage decreased from 3 to 2, while the number of bullets shot increased from 8 to 11 per shot. Just a month later, now in Season 4, D.Va received another buff. Projectiles no longer need to travel a minimum distance before they could be blocked. This means that a Zarya ulting could have their ult eaten immediately. A fun fact is that in Season 4 there was a bug that made D.Va's defense matrix work if a hero stood between her and the hero that was firing. For example, a Reinhardt could stand in front of a Bastion, and then the Bastion could shoot through defense matrix. In Season 5, we got a small buff that indicated to the rest of our team that we ate another player's ultimate. On August 29th, 2017, a few things happened. 1. Blizzard supposedly fixed the black screen glitch when D.Va gets knocked out of mech, albeit I have not seen it fixed, at least in my gameplay. Also, the largely noticed changes were that D.Va has basically had another rework. D.Va can now fire a small barrage of rockets, meaning that she has another skill. Maximum damage of these rockets were nerfed soon after launch by 25%. Defense matrix now only lasts a maximum of 2 seconds, down from the 4. D.Va can now also shoot while using boosters and flying through the air. Very soon after these changes, Blizzard announced that they were going to make another change to the BTR to lessen the recharge time on defense matrix, down to 7.5 seconds from the previous 10 seconds at 0 charge. All in all, D.Va has been a joy to play for me, because each season, it seems like, I have another hero to relearn. Blizzard keeps making changes and updating the hero to fit more easily and readily into the current meta. I think it is fine to critique the change itself, but don't take it out too much on Blizzard for actually changing something. A game will become stale and no one will want to play if things remain the same forever. Thank you, and feel free to enjoy the rest of this gameplay.
Vehicle deployed.